Alright, this is the 2006 Tacoma. Trying to replace the crankshaft sensor. So I removed the wheel. I removed the skid plate. I got a bunch of oil in my hands because this is oil undercoating. So now what we gotta do is we gotta loosen this tensioner and take the belt off of the AC compressor because the crankshaft sensor should be behind here. So we're gonna loosen that, which should be a 14 millimeter. Take the belt off here. And then there's gonna be a few bolts we have to unbolt over here. Got the 14 millimeter on there. Gonna loosen it backwards till the belt is loosened. Then we're gonna take the belt off of the AC compressor. Move it up out of the way. Put it back. There you go. I've got the belt off of the AC compressor. Next thing we have to do is unbolt the AC compressor. Okay. We're actually gonna take off, this goes to the AC compressor. We're gonna need to loosen that nut up there so then we can scoot the AC compressor back. I got the nut off, so now this has some movement. And then we'll be able to pull back the AC compressor once we unbolt it. The AC compressor, there's gonna be 4 nuts. One on the bottom, 2 on the bottom, and then 2 on the top. Then we'll be able to pull it back. All right, the 2 ones in the front on the top and bottom are the 2 easier ones. The 2 ones in the back are gonna be more difficult. All right, getting off those 4 bolts suck a lot. But after you get it up, you can move it out of the way and you can see the crankshaft sensor right there in the back. Try to zoom. Right there, that's the crankshaft sensor. So now we have to pull the AC compressor down and out like that. And now that should give us enough access to actually, as you can see, there's much more space in here. Now I can reach my hand, unscrew that 10 millimeter bolt. Unscrew that 10 millimeter bolt. Then we can take off this wiring harness and swap it out with the new one. All right, I've unscrewed the 10 millimeter bolt. Pull it out. That's what we're left with. Now we just gotta undo the harness. We can install our new one. So this is the crankshaft sensor. I wiped it down. I'm gonna test down the multimeter real quick just to see if this really is something that went bad. A little tip you guys can do is label everything here. So here's the, I just named it crank screw. That's what goes right into this hole. Got the lugs in here. Got the skid plate bolts in here. And the AC bolts right there. Just makes it easier and you don't forget, and you know when you install them all. This is the new one. I'm gonna go to the dipstick, put a little oil on my finger, put the oil around the O-ring, and then I'm gonna put this in first before I connect the harness. I'm gonna put this in, and loosely put in the nut right here. I mean the bolt. And then we'll put in the harness and then tighten down the bolt the rest of the way. Alright, now you just start putting the AC compressor back on, putting the bolts back on, and then we'll put the belt back on. And before we put the skid plate back, we'll try to start it up. Alright, so I put the belt back on. I got the AC compressor completely in. The skid plate's still off, the wheel is still off. I reconnected the battery, which I should have said at the beginning. So we're gonna try to see if it kicks on. Okay, there we go. Brakes on. Clutch in. Went right on. Alright, so I'm blowing the AC at max to see if I didn't mess up anything. It's ice cold, so it's pretty good. I'm gonna plug in an OBD2 right now to double check. Just right underneath the dash. I previously had the code P0335. So we're gonna hopefully see that the code is gone. Let's see. Codes found 0. Read codes. No codes. So yeah. I made this video because I was trying to find a video on how to do the crankshaft, and I could not find a single one. I am not a mechanic, I just am mechanically inclined. So yeah, anyone can do it. Basic tools. It starts right up. It wasn't starting before, it was just cranking, like crank, would never start. Yeah. Switched it and it seems to be working good. Thanks.